Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea. Well, the single best idea is they came to me, 3-4 months ago, and they said, what are you doing the Friday after Thanksgiving? I'm taking off a huge part of the end of the year. And I said, well, I certainly deserve to do it. Let everybody else off. Instead, we are going to have a full blown out show the Friday after Thanksgiving in these tumultuous times. Mateo, Michael Barr will be with us. And of course, Paul Sweeney will come in as well. And I'm really, like goosebumps. I mean, we're really going to try to do it on Friday with a great lineup and worldwide in the 9 o'clock hour on Bloomberg Television as well. Single best idea. Let's start with Lori Calvasina trying to summarize this market the way John Williams of the New York Fed turned the market around on Friday. Here from RBC, Lori Calvasina on your stress.
But I think the reality is that there have been a lot of things causing stress in this market. Maybe not any single one of them enormous stress, but it all kind of adds up. I think the Fed was one of those, frankly, because we had seen expectations for cuts taken out. And when you've seen that happen in recent years, kind of going back to late 2022, that tends to trip up the stock market. And when we put cuts back in, it tends to help the stock market. So I have no idea what they're going to say. I know that RBC's rate strategist has been in the December skip camp, and then he thinks they resume next year. So my guess is the drama is not yet over. But we also know that valuations have been a problem since August, and we've seen, FY2 valuations sort of bumping up against ceilings. We're going to cycle into new earnings at some point, but right now, companies don't want to talk a whole lot about 2026.
Lori Calvasina with RBC Capital Markets. We moved on to Bitcoin, or as I once said, BitDog. How wrong was I on Bitcoin? It picked the price, 10,000, 30,000, 50,000. Consistently wrong all the way up. Who nailed the call? Michael McGlone with Bloomberg Commodities, just doing great work on gold, on copper, and of course on Bitcoin. The purview from Miami, Michael McGlone, the next step for Bitcoin.
I want to tilt over to your term before, Tom, of BitDog. I think it's becoming BitDog. The world's changed for cryptocurrencies. We had this massive pump on the halving and the ETF pile-in, and the Trump administration jumping on board and very well entrenched in the space now, and it's peaked. It's classic, I think, peak, bull market peaks on euphoria. The thing is now it's dragging everything lower with it. So as of Friday, the Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index was down 21% on the year, was up almost a third. Bitcoin is right now down about 10% a year. And the key thing is, where's it go next? And the key thing I look at is, at the same time, cryptos are going lower, stock market volatility is just buried. Now, we know the VIX is up, but 120-day volatility is still around 11%. That's a very low level. So I think the whole space has got more de-risking to go into the end of the year, which is probably the primary risk.
Michael McGlone looking each day at commodities for us as we look at equities, bonds, currencies, and commodities. On your podcast, on Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube podcasts, it's Single Best Idea.